Good evening. Welcome to another episode of OmenG's Stupid Scary Stories. Tonight, I have to give a disclaimer for the story I'm going to tell. Reason being, well, tonight's story has some bit of true story behind it. And before I tell this story, I want to make it perfectly clear that I in no way find it funny the events that took place a couple of weeks ago in Denton, Texas at a dairy farm. The loss of 18,000 live animals is terrible, especially under the conditions in which they died, which was basically they burned to death while alive. It's not like they were shot first and then burned. They burned, trapped and alive on a dairy farm. And that's not funny. So, I want to make that perfectly freaking clear before I tell this story. All right? Now, in my defense, there are things that happen to human beings, and within days, jokes are being made. And I'm talking about, in some cases, the loss of life. So for any animal lovers or PETA people who might, if they see this video, just want to make comments about, oh, you're insensitive to the plight of animal rights and shit, fuck you now, and fuck you later. It's a fucking story. And if your sensitive ass can't fucking take it, guess what? Don't watch the fucking video. Okay? Because I'm going to say what I want to say. And I'm going to make stories about whatever the fuck pops into my goddamn head. Alright? So, a warning to any and all of those people who are sensitive to comedy and story shit. Grow a set of ovaries or balls, put on your big boy boxers or your big girl panties, and shut the fuck up and enjoy the goddamn story. And if you don't, oh well, like I said, shut your fucking yap and deal with it. Okay? Now, before I go into tonight's story, I want anyone and everyone to know that I am not making light of what happened. I'll give you a quick what I know of what happened. Apparently, a faulty piece of equipment caught fire and set the insulation of this particular barn, which is a very large barn, obviously, if it holds 18,000 cows, on fire. The fire spread very quickly, and the fans helped to spread this fire. The cows were trapped. There are videos, sad videos. I was very hurt by what I heard, because you can hear the cows, if they could talk, would have probably been saying, help me, please, get me the fuck out of here, what the fuck is going on? Because they were mooing and making all types of crazy noises that you could hear what looked like for fucking miles. There's 18,000 cows screaming their goddamn heads off, trying to get away from this fire. Now, what I do want to say, and this portion of what I'm talking about is serious. I'm not making any jokes. There's nothing funny about what I'm talking about. The funny shit will start once I put on the music. But right now, I just want to bring a little bit of awareness to this issue. Now, this is Dimmitt, Texas. I don't know anything about Dimmitt, Texas. I don't know much about Texas at all. But apparently, this faulty piece of equipment is known to be faulty. It's not the first time this piece of equipment, if this is what started the fire, has ever been not known to potentially start fires. Now, I don't know if it's true or not, but it was said that there was a fire before with the same piece of equipment. My question to dairy farmers, and I'm not saying that the dairy farmers were negligent, maybe it was just something that couldn't be avoided, but what I would like to know is, why are there no sprinklers in an area which could potentially catch fire? And if there are no sprinklers, or if it's not a regulation, it should be. It should be. So that issues like this can be avoided in the future. Second thing is, why not install some type of, I don't know, emergency unlocking of the door system, right? Like have these escape doors in each of these little cow milking areas, so that in the case of a fire, and have them either controlled by the sensing of a raise in heat, which would coincide with fire, or remote operated, where if you can't get to the barn, you can just press a simple button, bam, the doors spring open. You know, they're latched on with like a special spring that as soon as you press the button, it doesn't have to be an expensive thing. Just be a little latch that holds a spring-loaded door, and then as soon as you press this button, it just releases the latch, and the doors, boom, swing open. No fancy hydraulics or electronic shit except for the button to press the thing that hits the signal that just lifts the latch. Something simple, which could have saved 18,000 cows. Now that we've gotten this out of the way, I want to thank all the vegans out there for being such good sports about me making fun of them and what they eat. Like I said, I have no personal problems with vegans as people. Just what you eat. That's all. Just what you eat. As people, I have no problems with you. I think that you are all entitled to whatever lifestyle that you want to live, as long as it is not infringing upon the life of another person. And I'm going to make fun of it, because why not? It's what people do. People make fun of all types of things. Anybody who is sensitive to being made fun of, well, you're on the wrong channel. You're on the wrong channel. I make fun of all types of people. I make fun of myself. I don't give a fuck. If I find something funny, I'm going to talk about it. But once again, I want people to understand that the events that happened in Dimmitt, Texas at this dairy farm are not funny. So I'm not going to go into explicit detail in my story and make light of it. It's sort of going to be about why I have found out that it truly did happen and the involvement in a particular group of people. Now, once again, I want to make this 100% absolutely fucking crystal goddamn fucking clear. In no way are any of the facts in the story that is going to come after the music starts, are they substantiated? No. Vegans had absolutely nothing to do with what happened in Dimmitt, Texas, to my knowledge. To my knowledge. Neither did Peter or anybody else for that matter. It was an accident. A very terrible freaking accident. No, I do not believe that anyone had anything terrible to do with it. I don't think vegans want to do anything terrible to animals or to anybody else. But for the sake of my story, it's just, that's what was twisting around in my little head. And that's the story I'm going to tell. So before anybody gets pissed off and upset and says that I'm saying that people did this or people did that, it's a fucking fictional fucking story. Shut the fuck up and either don't watch it or watch it and take away from it whatever you do take from it. But do not at all take away that any of this stuff is anything that I believe to be true, nor am I saying that anybody involved in this story had anything to do with it. It's a fictional story, people. Fictional. Okay? Calm your asses down. I'd be like, motherfuckers getting mad watching Independence Day, and all of a sudden they want to fucking hurt aliens because, oh, in the movie, the fucking aliens blew up White House shit, Capitol, Empire State Building, stuff. It's a fucking movie, just like this is a fucking story. Alright? Calm the fuck down. Now, without further ado, and with all that yip yap out of the way, let me begin the tale. We'll call tonight's story Vegans and Cows. Now, as I said before, a terrible atrocity that happened in a small town in a place I won't name. Fire tore through a dairy farm. Cows are chilling, doing what cows do. You know, giving up milk and shit. You know, we had a war with the cows in the past over milk. Once again, it comes up that there were some people that weren't just a little angry about cow milk being the milk of choice, even after what happened with the cows burning the house of a farmer down. Now, some believe what happened in this small dairy town was retribution from human beings for the burning in the past by Gertrude, the cow, of the farmer and his family. Even though none of the cows that were in this farm were related to Gertrude and her family, because they also burned to death years ago. It's one of my stories. You can find it in the list of OmenG's stupid scary stories. Let's not get all mixed up with that shit right now. Let me set the tone for you and tell you exactly what happened. I don't know if anybody's aware, maybe you are, of a product known as wood milk. That's right. You're probably saying to yourself, what the fuck is wood milk? Never heard of it. Or maybe you have. I had never heard of it until I started working for a dairy. I won't say which one because it's none of your fucking business. But a dairy I work for. And in the break room is a screen. And on the screen is why we need to fight against the movement of wood milk. What is wood milk? Well, it's milk made from wood. Now, how exactly one makes milk from wood is beyond me. You know, when I think of wood, I think of firewood, hard wood floors, wood deck, wood roof, wood house. You know what I'm saying? Wood. I never think of wood milk. How do you milk wood? Can you milk wood? Do you milk a tree? Do you walk up to said tree and milk tree? And if you do milk a tree, wouldn't it then be called tree milk, not wood milk? This leads me to believe that the milk, or milk that is derived from the wood, is somehow milk from wood. Walk into a store and I guess 2x4s are no longer just 2x4s. Sir, excuse me, I'm looking for some 2x4s. This is me in Home Depot. I'd like some 2x4s. What type of 2x4s would you like, sir? Huh? Pressure treated? Pressure treated. Outdoor. Yeah, actually, I would like outdoor pressure treated, weather treated wood. Do you want the wood of the milking variety? Huh? What? What? Milking? You can milk wood now? Yes, you can milk wood. Why would? Huh? Why would I want to milk wood? So you can use it in your syrup? No, that's what cow milk is for. That. Yeah, wood milk. Wouldn't that give you splinters in your tongue? No, it's actually quite disgusting. Are you a vegan? What? Huh? Yeah, actually I am. How'd you guess? Because you're talking about stuff that obviously probably tastes terrible. Why the fuck would I want wood milk when there's regular milk? There's even other, varieties of milk not derived from, dairy. So that for the people like myself who are lactose intolerant and don't want to be farting or have bubble guts or mud butt, they have these things, like almond milk or silk milk or vanilla milk or soy milk. There's plenty of milk products that come from plants. Why would? Why not? I just want regular pressure treated wood. Now, you have to understand something. The milk cartel, as it is, run by the cows. A lot of people think the dairy farms are run by human beings. Human beings just are the workers there. Trust me, they don't run shit. If a cow doesn't give you milk, guess what? You have no business, right? So you can think that you're going, hey, I'm milking you, Bertha. Bitch, who the fuck do you think you're milking me? Well, guess what? I don't have any milk today, bitch. So guess what? You're not milking fucking shit. Is basically what the cows were telling humans when they were being, treated badly. You know what I'm saying? So, cows made demands, and their demands were met. They wanted nice, climate-controlled barns to be milked in, nice soft hay, good grains to be fed, and no more of that GMO and fucking hormone shit. I'll let them produce their milk naturally. That's what they say. So you'll need more of us. Okay, big fucking deal. Let's just get more of us. You have plenty of us, and just get more. We can make babies, and you can milk them. Stop using us for beef. Well, that's not going to happen, cow. Okay, well, fine. Just get more cows. You know, an agreement was made. Everything was fine. Even after what happened between Gertrude and, Farmer, whatever his name was. I don't remember. Farmer Jim. So the milk cartel run by the cows was in perfect harmony with human beings. Of course, there were some human beings, animal rights activists and PETA and shit, that were like, hey, these cows deserve to be free, yada, yada, yada. Cows came out and shut them the fuck up real quick. Like, look, buddy, I don't want to stand outside in the hot-ass sun, in the cold-ass snow and rain and shit. I'm happy in this barn with my friends, being milked. Shut the fuck up. We have a good meal, shelter, grass to graze when we feel like it. When we feel like it. Not when you feel like it, when we feel like it. So mind your business, PETA. Mind your business, animal rights activists. We're fine where we are. Shut them right the fuck up. The cows heard about this wood milk. They got together. Council of cows met in an undisclosed location. They wanted to find out who the fuck was coming up with this fucking wood milk. They're like, shit. They're trying to muscle in on our goddamn fucking money again. What the hell's going on here? What's going on? Cows sent out spies. Human spies, obviously, because it'll be pretty fucking obvious if a cow comes walking into a board meeting, clockety clock, 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 moo. Hey, how you guys doing? Just here to observe some things. People are gonna know off the bat, this cow's trying to find out what we're doing with the wood milk, and we don't want him here. Bounce out of here, motherfucking cow. Your kind's not welcome. You know what I'm saying? That's what would happen. So they enlisted the help of loyal dairy workers. I myself was one of those dairy workers. That's right. I work for the fucking cows. I have no problems. They pay me well. All the milk and cheese and stuff from dairy that I could possibly want for free. And they pay me well. Like I said, benefits, vacation time, all that good shit. Anyway, right, so I head into the place that is supposedly the headquarters of this whole wood milk movement, right? Now, of course, I'm not expecting the people to be who the people are, right? I had no idea who they were until I got there. I was checked at the gate. I noticed that the person at the gate was eating what looked like a piece of tree bark. I was like, oh no. They sent me into the den of the vegans. If they recognize me, I'm fucking screwed. Right? So I ran back to the car, drove away to get a disguise of sorts. A little mustache, big beard and shit, balding hair. And I had to make myself look different. They know who I am. And they're not happy with me. At all. Not happy with me at all. Anyway, after I'm all disguised and shit, I head in to this meeting as a potential, retailer looking to potentially stock this product known as wood milk, right? Guy at the front gate's like, hey, how you doing? I'm like, hey, how you doing? It's like, so, you want to join the revolution? Yes, the revolution. I would love to join it. The revolution of wood milk. That's right, we're going to introduce this wood milk to the world. Yeah, but people have cows. Oh, they do now. They do now? Yeah, they do now. The cows are happy doing what they do. Yes, but milk, you shouldn't be drinking it. Then why make wood milk? Why not just don't make milk at all? Well, excuse me, your questions are a bit strange for somebody interested in buying the wood milk. No, I'm just trying to understand why you have a problem with the cow. I want wood milk. I want all milks. I'm a milk retailer. I'm a retailer of all milks. Wood milk is one that I'd like to add to my list of milks. We've got monkey milk, cow milk, goat milk, horse milk, human milk. Human milk? Yeah, human milk. How do you get that? Well, how do you fucking think we get it? The same way you guys, well, I don't know how you get tree milk, but wood milk, sir. It's called wood milk. I don't know how you get wood milk, but, think of how cows are milked. Squeeze udders, milk comes out. It's kind of the same premise for human beings, minus, squeezing them to get milk out. It's just like a breast pump. But how do you get the women to produce milk? Well, it's a delicacy. We charge high prices for breast milk, human breast milk, because, women don't produce milk all the time. We make special deals with those women who don't plan on breastfeeding to allow us to have them come to our centers, which are all over the country, and we pump breast milk from them during their whole time of being, milk producers. Do you sell a lot of this milk? We sell a good amount. Rich people love it. They love it, They like it with their coffee instead of cream. It's very interesting. It is very interesting. I've never had it myself, but I do sell it. So, like I said, I'm a connoisseur of milks, and I'm looking to introduce the milk of the wood into my inventory. So that's why I'm here. Right this way. And so he leads me in, it's a little tour, and you see them doing what they do, which is vegan stuff. I don't want to go into it because it might gross you out. Sampling dirt, leaves, other non-edible things that they've convinced themselves are edible. They are edible, but is there really any nutritional value to a lot of the things they eat? I don't know. Don't want to find out. Don't care. But for the sake of this particular mission of espionage, I had to partake in a lot of disgusting samples that I'm not happy about. At all. Dirt cakes. Bark jerky once again. Splinter got stuck in my tooth. I wasn't too happy about it. Ugh. And they had this really nasty thing. It's made from lily pads and ground up flowers. It's called a pond burrito. Pond burrito? And they were like raving about it with a special sauce. It wasn't very good at all. I mean, one good thing that vegans have made that I've tried, and I'm not against it totally, is hot sauce. Because, most of the ingredients in hot sauce are vegan by nature. You don't have to force it on the hot sauce. It's just naturally vegan-like. So, that's like the only saving grace for them, is they can make some hot sauce, And they had some really good hot sauce, which was the only way I was able to stomach most of the things that I sampled. Now, the meeting begins. They start explaining the process of wood milk and all this other stuff, which I'm going to tell you exactly what it is. Now, I don't know if this is true or not, but my assumption is that vegans are vegans because they believe in some small way that they're saving the earth, right? Of course. I mean, the lack of eating animals and all this other shit. They want to save the planet somehow. Or maybe they just want to save people. I'm not sure exactly what their damn ideals are. They just eat weird shit. And now they want to drink weirder stuff that I don't understand. But this is what the cows sent me to find out. So, like I said, they're explaining the process of wood milk. Which, like I said, isn't tree milk because that would be sap from a tree. It's not sap. It's milk. How, you say, do they create this milk? Now, disclaimer. Disclaimer. I hate to do this in the middle of a story, folks, but I have to. The process in which I am about to describe is in no way how wood milk is made, to my knowledge. Now, if it just so coincidentally happens to be the way wood milk is made, well then, wow, I guessed it. But if not, please don't go believing that this is how they make wood milk. But this is what they told me at the meeting, okay? Wood is taken from the tree. The tree is stripped of its bark so they can make their vegan jerky. And then the tree is cut down. and then the roots of the tree are dug up. The rest of the outer skin is then taken off. The tree is then put into a very, very heavy press and is squeezed until all the moisture is squeezed out of it. All of it. I mean, this wood is bone dry after they're done with it. Then that tree is then ground into a very fine powder, heated until it is completely dried, then added to the water that is extracted from it, roots and all. They use the roots too. It's mixed, and there you have it. Wood milk. 100% natural wood milk, which tastes a lot like sawdust and water. What would you expect? And dirt, because of the roots and stuff. But dirty sawdust water. Pretty much what it tastes like. Dirty sawdust root water. Of course, I pretend that it's the nastiest shit on the world. Because why the fuck would I act like it's good? Like I told him, I'm a connoisseur of milk, not a drinker of all milk. So, yeah, I drink it. I was like, oh, it's fucking gross. Yes, it is, isn't it? It's fucking disgusting. I think we've outdone ourselves this time. I think you have. But might I say that if this takes off the way you think it's going to take off, won't the cartel of cows be a little bit upset? Oh, don't worry about them. We have something planned. What do you mean planned? Well, the only reason why people continuously drink cow milk is because it's readily available. Right, of course. It'll be readily available for some time to come. Will it? Cryptically, they said this and laughed. Chuckled amongst themselves, self-righteously as they were. They then dismissed the meeting and we all went on about our way. I went back to the dairy farm headquarters in an undisclosed location. I spoke to the cows and I told them, wood milk is disgusting. There's no way. There's no way in the fucking world. In fact, I bought some for you guys to try. Really? Yes. They tried some. They spat it out immediately. It was fucking gross. What is... How do they think people are going to drink this? Well, they said something rather strange, that somehow the demand for milk will still be there. There just won't be a supply of it. That's impossible. How are they going to get rid of the supply of milk? As long as there are cows and dairy farms, there'll be plenty of milk. No. What do you think they mean by that? I'm not quite sure. I mean, they love animals, as far as I know. Obviously, they don't give two fucks about trees or nature, as they say, because continuously cut down fucking trees to make fucking wood milk. And if you're trying to fill the capacity of milk that cows are producing worldwide, would mean cutting down a whole hell of a lot of fucking trees. And if they're not cutting down trees, then that just means they're pressing any moist milk, wood, into wood milk, which would then be kind of weird. Like, what if they go into an old nasty ass house and shit? I mean, would chocolate milk then be burnt wood milk? Or dark wood milk? Like, how are they going to control? I don't know. It was weird. I tasted it. It was gross. It tastes like dirty sawdust water. Yeah, it does taste like dirty sawdust water. It tastes exactly like dirty sawdust water. And they think it's amazingly disgusting. And it tastes exactly like they wanted to. But once again, how do they plan on making people who drink milk willingly drink this shit? Your guess is as good as mine, my bovine friend. Thank you, Reese. Job well done. We'll keep our eyes open. I went on about my day. You know, I was rewarded handsomely. Lifetime supply of milk. Who's gonna say no to that? Pancakes. Cereal. Cakes. Brownies. Cobbler. Anything that I decide that I want to use milk on. People, shit. Hot milk with spicy honey. It's a nice thing for laxatives if you're a lactose intolerant person. It's one of the things that I never have to worry about. I know this is not really in tune with what I'm talking about, but I just want to make it perfectly known that if you're lactose intolerant, you don't have to go out and buy some chemical-laden stimulants to move your fucking bowels. Drink a glass of fucking milk. You will go to the bathroom. You'll go right to the bathroom. Maybe not immediately, but you will go. You will go. You have no fucking choice. Your stomach is gonna be like, oh, what is this? Oh, milk. We don't have an enzyme for this enzyme. My butt. There you go. Disgusting, right? Yeah, that's exactly what's gonna happen. So yeah, you can break your dependence on stimulant-laced fucking laxatives. Isn't it kind of weird that laxative and lactose and lactate all start with lac? Why? Don't you wonder why? I mean, usually if there's a prefix, it has something to do with a family or something the same. Just like morphine, heroin, codeine. You know what I'm saying? These are all related to each other in some way or another, right? Probably by some kind of chemical science mumbo jumbo shit that I don't understand because I'm not a scientist and I don't want to be a scientist. And I leave the sciencey science shit to scientists. That's what you're supposed to do. You let them do the science stuff. And you just partake in their discoveries and findings and products they make from science. Anyway, back to what's going on. A few weeks go by, right? Everything's fine. The big launch of Wood Milk is supposed to happen in about a month, right? Now, of course, if they launch this shit into a saturated market, which is already saturated with other milk alternatives, they know it's gonna flop. You get the tree huggers out there mad at the vegans all of a sudden, like, hey, wait a minute, what are you doing? You're chopping down trees to make tree milk. Why? Well, why not? Because it's gross. That's why. And you're killing the trees. Shut your fucking yap. Would you rather have animal milk? Yeah, actually, I would rather have animal milk. Shit, I'd rather have baboon's milk before I have some goddamn fucking woods milk. What are you, fucking retarded? Crazy? No, we're vegans. Well, that says it all. That fucking says it all. Fucking people are lunatics. Now, I'm not saying this. The tree huggers are saying this. Environmentalists. I'm not calling all environmentalists tree huggers. Just the tree hugging ones. They literally do hug trees. I've seen it happen. I was standing outside my house one day and somebody was hugging my tree. I didn't know exactly what it was that they were doing. I found it strange at first that they were on my property. And I'm like, hey, the fuck are you doing to my tree? I don't think he quite likes that too much. Are you humping my tree? No, I'm hugging your tree. Why are you hugging my tree? Because I'm a tree hugger. Oh, you're a tree hugger. Oh, okay. Well, Are you been treating your tree right? Of course, I always treat my tree right. Do you water it? No, it's a fucking tree. You don't water trees. That's why they have deep-ass roots. They suck the water up from the ground. They get water when they rain. How would you even water a tree? Are you really asking me this? Yes. Get off my fucking property. The fuck? Get out of here before I put buckshot in your butt cheeks. Yeah, the person left. But they do exist, I'm telling you, I've seen them. Anyway, we're a month away from the release of Wood Milk. All's quiet. About 2 weeks before the Wood Milk was supposed to debut, a mysterious fire happened at a dairy farm. Mysterious in the fact that how often do you hear about dairy farm fires? Now, what made this one so tragic is the loss of cow life and the potential danger to the humans that were working there. It wasn't at the farm that I work at all. No. Like I said, I'm not going to name the name of the farm. You don't need to know the name of the farm. Anyhow, when the cows heard this, they were enraged. At first, they thought perhaps the owner's negligence had led, well, I won't say owner, the person who owned the land on which their farm was, because they pretty much really do own it. Like I said, they're the ones who produce the fucking milk. Trust me, we work for them, not the other way around. But anyway, the person who owned the land that their farm was upon, they thought had something to do with it. Now, obviously, no cows from that particular farm survived, but word got out. Word got out. They can hear very well, folks. They can hear very well. And there were other dairy farms within the vicinity of their screams and yells. The other cows heard this, and immediately a call to arms was sounded. We were at war once more. At war. The cows decided they were no longer going to provide us with milk until they got to the bottom of what happened. Now, of course, people's dependence on milk was almost like a person's dependence on cocaine. We were not fucking feeling that shit at all. At all. For those of you who are true moo milk drinkers, almond milk and all other substitutes just won't do. Cereal companies started to lose money because people went to alternative breakfast things. You know, they started buying instant pancake mix that you just add water because it has powdered milk in it, you know. Powdered milk flew off the shelves. Flew off the shelves. There was a milk shortage. And the funny thing is, shortly after the milk shortage began, wood milk debuted. You see the coincidence here? The coincidence? Is it a coincidence? Of course it's not a fucking coincidence. Goddamn vegans planned this shit all along. They knew no one was gonna just willingly buy sawdust, dirty water, and with a fancy name slapped on it called wood milk. I must say, their marketing team is fucking phenomenal. It's fucking phenomenal. They'll have you eating all types of dumb shit that you can find in your yard if you forage, and they put a fancy name on it, and all of a sudden it's something that it's not. Like something that's not meat being called meat. We're not going to get into that because this isn't about meat or bark or dirt. It's about wood milk and what they did to the fucking cows. I was summoned to a meeting. I was summoned. The cows that I had spoke to before on the council wanted to speak to me again. Where is this headquarters? What headquarters? The headquarters of the vegans that made this fucking wood milk. They're making money hand over fist. Hand over fist! Yeah, they are. Aren't they? But that's not what we're worried about. I know. We are fucking pissed. I'd be pissed too if 18,000 of my closest family and friends died in some terrorist attack. I'd be very upset about that too. So you agree with us? I definitely agree. The timing of this wood milk debut is extremely suspicious. And you do remember what I said, that they said that there would be a need for this wood milk. Yes. There is a need for this wood milk. And they've created it. And now I can see that our stupidity in going to war with you humans and destroying all your sources of milk has helped to fuel this. We need to end this. We need to end this, and we need to end this now. What do you suggest? Where is their headquarters? I'll show you. Got onto a big bus. Several buses. Me and an elite group of cows went in. Now, I wasn't there to fight. Not at first. I was just in the capacity to lead them to the directions and places that they needed to go. I was sort of like a guide. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't supposed to fight. They weren't happy. I will tell you that. They armed themselves. With what, you say? Guns. What the fuck do you think? Guns. How's a cow use a gun? Don't worry about how cows use guns. They use guns, okay? They have guns too. They're just usually very peaceful and don't bother people unless you bother them. They enlisted several longhorn bulls. When I say longhorn bulls, I mean they had long horns. They're not from the Longhorn State. They just had really long horns. I don't know exactly what kind of bulls they were, whether they were from Texas or not from Texas, but these were some big ass bulls. They even brought in mercenary bulls from overseas. That big giant fucking bull, the horns that look like two gigantic tusks sticking out of the side of its head. Oh, they came with their elite forces. About 500 strong. It's a lot of cows and bulls. We were camped outside headquarters, the Vegan Wood Milk Project, waiting for nightfall. The guard standing at his post, unsuspecting of what was about to happen. These cows were silent as shit. I mean silent. They were like fucking cow ninjas. They had several snipers posted around this expansive wood milk processing facility. When the head cow gave the signal, the snipers began taking these guards out one by one. Just dropping them. Their only order was to make sure none survived this operation. And when I say none, I mean none of the vegans. They planned on coming back alive. They planned on it. But as we all know, some of the best laid plans can become quagmires quite quickly, as this one did. A group of vegans returning from a run of wood milk delivery happened upon one of the snipers. Small firefight ensued and the sniper was killed, but our plans and intentions were now known. An alarm was set off. The gates locked. Full defense mode was activated. Some of the cows tried rushing the gate and they were gunned down. Several of them. At least 20 or 30 of them. They knew the element of surprise was now lost. A full assault was not something that was in the plans. They needed humans for this. Humans. The only human there was me. I was immediately drafted into this conflict to participate. They said, we can't ask you to go against your fucking fellow humans. Are you serious? They want to push wood milk. Wood milk! There are no fucking human allies of mine. We didn't know that you felt so strongly. Oh, I feel super strong. I feel super strong about this. You guys didn't have to come here and you eat grass and dirt and shit like that. So, you know what I'm saying? You have stomachs for it. You have stomachs for it. Literally, stomachs for it. I don't have a stomach for it. I don't even know if I digest the shit. I just know it makes my shit look weird and smell funny, and I don't like it, and it tastes gross. It tastes gross. No. What do you want me to do? You tell me what you want me to do. We need you to disguise yourself as vegan. Bring a head of one of the dead cows. Or one of the bulls. Whichever one you think will make humans more trusting of you infiltrating their lair. Okay. I like where this is going. I said, I understand what I'm getting ready to ask you is a terrible thing. But I need to ground some beef. Listen. Alright, we're listening. These guys hate meat. Let me ground up some beef, right? I'll rig this potato gun to shoot burgers at them. And trust me, you'll hear the screams and yells of vegans forced to eat meat, and you'll know that that's the signal. You'll know that that's the signal. Okay. Do what you have to. Just don't do it in front of us. So, I went, and you're probably saying to yourself, how the fuck are you going to ground up a dead cow? It's one of my stories, people. What does that mean? I have all the things that I need to do, the things that I need to do when I need to do the things I need to do when I have to do them. Right? Yes. So, once again, for those of you who want to get lost in details, stay lost in the details. The rest of us, we're gonna move on with the story. I ground up some beef, right? Shaped it into patties. Started a small fire, cooked them up. I had one on the side, didn't want them to see. Put some cheese on it. It was so delicious. Need food before I go into battle. I need food. I grabbed the head of one of the bulls that was killed. A couple of handguns, some grenades. My potato gun, fire little hamburgers and meatballs. Come down to the gate. There were several guards there. Said, hey, listen. Held up the head. There's more of them. Several more. They're amassing a large army to the west of the facility. They plan on full assault soon. How do you know this? I used to work for a dairy farm. You're a traitor. No, I'm not a traitor. I need milk. They won't make any milk. I need wood milk. You need wood milk? Of course I need wood milk. How am I gonna eat my fucking cereal? Can't eat it with water. Wood milk is basically water and sawdust. Yeah, well, still, it's not water by itself. It's gross. Water on cereal, I've tried it. It's nothing worse than watery Cocoa Puffs. Who's ever heard of chocolate water? Do you want chocolate water? No, I don't want chocolate water. Although chocolate water is really not all that bad. It is to me. I'm an ex-milk drinker. Now I need your wood milk. I need your wood milk, and I'm here to help. Let me in. So I can speak to your leader. Show him that I'm about business. They let me in. Stupid motherfuckers. Really believe that I want their fucking wood milk after drinking real milk all my fucking life? Stupid motherfuckers. They thought they had humanity by the goddamn udders. But they didn't. They didn't. Because there's people like me. Now mind you, like I said, I was the only human there at the time. Once I got inside their facility, I said, let me use the phone. I will call others that will help us to keep this goddamn cow invasion from fucking happening. I called several people that I knew loved milk. I told them to get on their Instagrams, and their Twitters, their TikToks, and their Facebooks, and whatever other social media outlets they use. And I said, you have to word it like this. Fight the cows, down with the cows, join the wood milk revolution. And they did. But they knew what it was about. They knew what it was about. I explained to them what had happened. And when they found out that the vegans were behind the destruction of a milk cow farm, dairy farm, not milk cow farm, but dairy farm, a loss of 18,000 cows rested upon their shoulders, and that it was them that orchestrated this so that milk would be no more. Well, trust me, I didn't have to sell that fucking shit to them at all. These people were jonesing for milk. Jonesing for milk. They arrived swiftly. I mean, I don't know if they teleported there or what happened, but they were there quickly. About 700 human allies with the 400 and something cows that were left. I told the vegans we should have a meal of impossible meat before, we go in there and fight these cows. They're coming to eradicate us. They're like, yes, fighting on an empty stomach is not a good idea. I said, yes, impossible meat. Do you have any? Yes, we do. But none of our people who can cook are around. Everyone is on guard detail or preparing for war. Well, it just so happens that I'm actually a pretty good cook myself. I'll whip us up some impossible burgers. They'll be delicious. A meal before the battle. They agreed to let me do this. It was at this time that I spiked the impossible meat and also served them straight meat burgers. I mean, they were chowing these things down. You would have thought that they would have known immediately from the delicious taste of these burgers that they weren't real fake burgers. But I put a lot of dirt into the meat to mask the flavor of meat. So they had no idea at first. At first. It was at this time while they're chowing down, I'm actually eating a real burger. So are my human allies. That I heard the scream. Oh, oh God, what is this? Oh, they poisoned us. Huh? No. So I start, acting like something's wrong with me. Oh God, what is this? Yeah, I think the cows may have poisoned dirt with cow piss. Manure, help us. They're like, no, that's not what it is. I can tell. Oh, it's meat. Oh, somebody's fed us meat. Immediately, they all start throwing up and shit, and they're rolling around on the floor because you gotta remember, they haven't eaten anything animal related in years. Their stomachs couldn't handle it. They were cramping up and fucking shit, throwing up, shitting themselves. It was sad to watch because these were grown people, rolling around like little fucking babies in diapers, shitting themselves. It was disgusting and funny to watch at the same time. It was at this time they knew. They knew. The cows knew that it was time to commence the attack. Just like their brethren and sistren were heard screaming at the top of their lungs to be saved from the inferno that claimed their lives, they heard these vegans crying from eating the meat. They charged. Whoa! Gunning down the fucking idiot human vegans who were rolling around, going through meat shock. Some of the vegans who didn't want to eat because they just didn't want to eat before the fight, we had to fight them. I remember the first vegan jumped on me. He's like, "You traitorous bastard." I was like, "No, you traitorous bastard. You did this. You did this. Why would you do this? You've upset the balance of humanity by removing milk from our goddamn diets. Even though we're not supposed to drink it naturally, humans do a lot of things they're not supposed to do by nature. But that's not the point. We want milk, and you guys stopped it." Me and him start tussling and shit, throwing blows. It's sort of like the Tank versus King Garcia fight, right? We won a few rounds. He thought he was going to get the best of me, like most vegans think they're going to get the best of everybody. Excuse me. And I knocked him out. Cold. On the mat. He fell to the floor. Cow came over, stomped the shit out of him. Trampled him, right? Motherfucking bulls were goring vegans with their horns, stomping on the ones that couldn't fight. It was a bloodbath. It was a fucking bloodbath. Of course, me and my human friends took it a bit further than we should have. A little bit further than we should have. But at this point, we were in a milk lust. Milk lust. Like a bloodlust, but for milk. We saw them as the complete and total cause, because they were, the cause of the disappearance of milk. And we ground them up like ground beef and made burgers out of them. And ate them. Tasty burgers. They were. I know what you're thinking. That's gross and disgusting. Why would you do that? I just told you why. We were in a milk lust. Now, once the smoke cleared and dust settled, we were victorious. We were victorious. Vegans across the country knew that they could not fuck with the goddamn milk trade. It was just too costly for them. The remaining vegans surrendered. Swore never, ever again to make wood milk. Or any milk that's not milk. Doesn't come from some type of fucking animal. It's not milk, goddammit. Stop with the goddamn mislabeling of shit. It ain't fucking milk! Anyway, after their surrender, an agreement to never produce anything milk-related, they were also told that they could no longer encroach upon anything that had to do with dairy. No more cheese, and butter, fake vegan butter, if there is such thing. I don't even know how you would make vegan butter. Like, what would that taste like? What would you make it with? How would you make it? What is it, like soybeans and tofu or some shit? I don't know, but who cares? Fact of the matter is, we won. The cows returned to their dairy farms and began producing milk once again for the humans. The humans praised them. Praised them. We praised their bravery and resolve. In the 701, me being the one, humans were celebrated as champions across the land, to human and cow alike. We've maintained this wonderful relationship and squashed all hopes of wood milk ever being a thing among anybody but those who want to drink sawdust water that tastes like dirt and roots. And the trees were happy too. They were like, I don't know what the fuck these people were fucking thinking. Pressing all my fucking family to make some goddamn wood milk out of their goddamn minds. Fuck out of here. I want to thank you all for joining me for another episode of OmenG's Stupid Scary Stories. And once again, to those who I make fun of, if you can't take it, don't watch it, because I'm going to do what I feel like doing when I feel like doing it. And don't try to order any hits on me, vegans. Don't try to order any hits on me, vegans. That'd be fucked up. You know what I'm saying? I know you have your little vegan mafia. You want revenge, but you can't have it. Milk reigns supreme, people. It reigns supreme. And our relationship with the cows is much better than it ever was and ever will be. There's a trust amongst us. A relationship. Excuse me. So the next time that you're in your refrigerator, you reach for that gallon of skim, 1%, 2%, low fat, no fat, whole fat milk. Or you grab a block of mozzarella cheese or some cheddar or a slice of American. Well, maybe not American because it's made with like powdered milk and shit, but just remember the sacrifices that were made on the day the cows kicked the vegans' asses and us humans ate them as juicy burgers.